to get some help.
Security, step back.
I'm trying to get some help. Can you help me, sir? Didn't see it. No, didn't. Can you help me, sir? I'm here to speak to somebody from Internal Affairs. The minute I woke up, your officer right here closed the blinds on me. Where's the service here, sir? I'm trying to just get some service from...
Did you make an appointment? Internal Affairs is not a 24/7 operation.
I'd like to speak to a supervisor. Are you a supervisor?
Can you step back here, please?
Step back where?
Several of you people have called and made threats, violence against the building.
Well, that's not me.
Yes, and they've represented.
They don't represent me.
Yes, they do.
They don't. Does Detective Monaco represent you?
Can you please step outside?
Why would I step outside? This is a public lobby.
You already breached a secure area.
This is not a secure area, sir.
Step outside. See the sign secure area? You breached the secure area.
I'm trying to get some help.
Breached the security.
Don't be breaching, man. Play.
I don't have to listen to you, that's the thing.
I talk to you or not?
I have no reason to listen to what you got to say. I'm just gonna wash my car. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong.
You're right. I'm right.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. In a recent episode, I featured Truth Be Told audits.
You're about to look stupid. You're about to look stupid.
Be quiet.
I'm allowed to talk.
If you step any closer to me,
Devo's not being good. Devo.
stand right over there. If you step one more foot closer to my unit, I'm gonna take it as a threat and I'm gonna act accordingly.
Devo. What's on with next?
I'm trying.
Get back.
Turn around and face my unit. Place your hands on top of your head and lace your fingers.
I'm recording you.
Oh,
So, okay.
you need to learn the law. So right
I
now,
do know
I'm
the
gonna
law.
be quiet.
I don't have
Shut
to
your
be-
mouth.
To view that first encounter, use the links provided below, because today we're taking a look at another incident that occurred recently when he had arrived at a car wash in Walker, Louisiana to clean his vehicle. But upon his arrival, he noticed a traffic stop down the street and decided instead to head to the nearby gas station to film the interaction.
Got two cops on him.
The stop was uneventful, and the officers left, and Truth Be Told travels back to the car wash. He picks a spot, finishes a phone call, and gathers some quarters from his center console, and just minutes after parking, he notices Walker police cruisers pull up behind him.
Look at this. Look at this right here.
How you doing, buddy?
Good, about yourself. Name and badge numbers?
Officer Chester, Walker Police Department.
How you doing? How you doing? And yours? Look at him run. Look at this. Come on, Craven, what you doing?
Is this the car wash?
Car wash, yeah.
Car wash.
What you doing, Craven?
What's up, Bob? You doing all right?
Yeah, about yourself, man.
Good. Yeah, license registration issues on you?
4,
Are your license actually who I can identify you?
4.
Because you're loitering at this point. You're not using this business.
I bet you I got quarters out on my seat that I was fixing to wash my car.
Okay, well, you've been here.
I've been here for 4 minutes. I've been here for 4 minutes. I've already been here for... Okay. This is not loitering. This is not loitering.
You're not using the business.
So I can't use my phone. I can't hang up on the phone call. This is not loitering.
Can I have your ID, please, sir?
Craven, really? You gonna go this far?
Can I have your ID, please, sir?
For sitting here for 3 minutes before I wash my car
Can I have your ID, sir?
and finishing a cigarette before? For what crime? What crime do you suspect me of
I just
committing?
said you were loitering. I've always
It's
called
not
you
loitering.
Yes, it is. It is.
I've been sitting here for 3, and I've got it all on camera. I've got it all on camera.
No problem.
I've got it all on camera.
Can I
Okay.
see your ID, please?
For what crime?
Just say loitering.
Loitering. This is not loitering, sir.
Okay.
Walker, Louisiana does not have a specific statute for loitering, but it is mentioned under the offense of vagrancy. It is aimed at those who loiter around any public place of assembly without lawful business or reason to be present. It is further defined by the Louisiana Revised Statutes as, quote,
Oh, it's been that way for a long time, though. Good to see you, Brandon. Claiborne, you're right.
Attempts to reason with the tyrants that are obviously retaliating against him by offering a valid excuse as to why he had not exited his vehicle. He explains that it took a few minutes to find enough quarters to use the facility, but Corporal Craven's contempt for the public's effort to create transparency in law enforcement by filming them is far greater than his respect for the U.S. Constitution, his oath to uphold it, and our basic human rights. His apparent disdain is then mixed with a perception of power, which elevates his ego. But the cherry on top is the known lack of accountability. The corporal knows the game he is playing and understands the rules in which he must play. But perhaps more importantly, he understands the boundaries in which he must operate to effectively cheat.
Can you show me your ID, please, sir? One more time. Can I identify you, please, sir? I have a lawful right to identify you. You're committing a crime, loitering. If you don't identify yourself, by state law, that's resisting an officer. Do you know that?
I know 14-108. 1408. 108. Am I right or wrong? 14.108.
You're failing to identify yourself.
It's not failure to ID if there's no crime being committed. I've got quarters. I've already showed the quarters on my passenger seat. I was trying to finish my cigarette before I washed my car.
Can you give me your ID, please?
You really want to go this way? All right, watch this, people. Rights violations. 4th Amendment rights violations right here.
Sure.
Yep. This is 4th Amendment rights violation right here, people. I was finishing my cigarette, fixing to wash my car because it's dirty, and he wants to come up and violate my 4th Amendment rights right here.
It appears that Officer Walker doesn't quite understand the 4th Amendment. Yes, it is talking about search and seizure, but many officers featured on the channel still don't understand that a detention and the demand for identification are both seizures, and running a person's ID without a lawful reason to do so qualifies as a search. Truth be told, is the primary caregiver for a disabled elderly family member, and he is not in a position to take the ride. But an arrest isn't required for a violation of one's rights, or to pursue civil action. Instead, with the threat of arrest. Truth be told, audits furnishes his ID.
This is a 4th Amendment right to my papers, persons, and effects for committing no crime. There's no crime. There's no crime. I don't give a shit what you got to say. There's no crime being committed here. I was fixing to wash my car. I was finishing my cigarette. I've been 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And it's all on camera, so you're about to look stupid in front of everybody. What's your badge number? 34. I already got 32 fired because of some stupid shit like this, and Craven knows who the hell I am. Look at this, look at this. Let me show you all my quarters again I was gonna wash my car with. They're all right here. I was finishing my cigarette, fixing to wash my car, and he decides to come over and tell me I am loitering.
So if you're not using this business,
I'm using this business.
So we've been sitting over there for over 4 minutes.
Oh, so we're judging this whole entire stop over 3 and 4 minutes.
Well, we've been
3
sitting
or 4
over there
minutes.
for 3 or 4 minutes.
I
did not step out your
dude,
car.
it takes 6 minutes. It takes 6 minutes to smoke my cigarette. It takes 6 minutes to smoke my cigarette. It takes 6 minutes to smoke my cigarette.
It is cameras. It is.
And that's fine. Yes, and I'm recording the whole entire thing. Oh my God! Yeah, right, dude.
You're not using this business at all. Where are your quarters at?
They're right here.
Let me see your quarters.
They're right there in the passenger seat.
Okay.
They're right there. See them all lined up across the seat right there? Okay. Okay, but I have a right to smoke a cigarette before I wash my car, you idiots.
Okay.
Idiots. Y'all are fisting. Craven's fisting to get fired. Y'all just lost y'all's qualified immunity. Yeah, y'all just lost y'all's qualified immunity. Yep.
Look, I'm gonna tell you this one time, okay?
I'm washing my car.
Are you gonna listen to me?
I don't have to listen to you. That's the thing. I'm washing my car. Now, did you run my driver's license so I can continue with my night?
Can I talk to you or not?
I have no reason to listen to what you got to say. I'm just going to wash my car after I finish my cigarette. But it is a Fourth Amendment violation for no crime being committed.
You committed a crime. Loitering is a crime.
Loitering is. I have been sitting here for 3 minutes. Listen to this, people. Listen to this. This is ignorance.
It's on camera.
Exactly. 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I've been sitting here.
Minutes, several times about people doing unlawful things.
I'm finishing my cigarette and just gonna wash my car.
So
that gives me a right to sit here for 3 minutes until I finish my cigarette.
It gives me a right to identify you because
it does not. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
You're right. I'm right.
No, you're wrong. Traven, you're wrong.
What's crazy? It's the same camera system that you're talking about. It's the same camera system that's going to see you and following us around, making traffic stops.
I have every right to follow y'all. I have every right to keep my government accountable.
I have every right to identify you when you're committing a crime.
I have not committed no crime. I have not committed no crime. I have not committed a crime. I should have let you take me to jail is what I should have did. I should have refused the ID and you should have taken me to jail because I would have had your badge. You want to go ahead and turn it in now? Take off the whole clown costume. Take off the whole clown costume. I am clean. I know I don't have nothing wrong with me. But you're out with somebody, but you're out with, see, I know 108. It is failure to ID for not giving ID whenever it is lawfully reasoned, but it is not. It is so. If somebody decides to pull up in a car wash and dig quarters out of their console and have a cigarette before they wash their car, they're not allowed to do that. I cannot dig in my center console to get quarters out when I'm out of my car.
Showing that you're actually using the business, I have no problem with that.
But I have proof that I'm using this business.
You don't have proof.
You don't have proof that I'm not using this business.
I was over there
for 3 minutes, 4 minutes. You even said on camera that was 4 minutes. Just go do y'all's job so I can continue with my night. Bye. Deuces, y'all are dismissed. You're dismissed. Dismissed.
But if you're going to use this business, you're going to use business.
I'm going to dismiss. I don't even want to hear this. Go on. Dismiss. Goodbye. Y'all have a bad night because y'all deserve it. Y'all. Good night. Get out of here. This is what you call ignorance of the law. Fourth Amendment violation. I will have your badge, Craven. I will have it. You're welcome. Now get out of here. Make sure you keep your mouth shut. You have the right to remain silent. Use it. You should. Yeah, that's right. You have a right to remain silent.
Pieces of shit.
After intentionally wasting his time with an unlawful detention, the officers leave without making an arrest or citing truth be told, which is further evidence of their alleged malicious intent. But let me know what you think. Should officers be allowed on patrol without fully understanding the connection between detaining and IDing a person and the Fourth Amendment? And is it at all reasonable to detain someone for loitering after sitting in their vehicle for just 4 minutes? Let me know in the comments down below, and check out Truth Be Told Audit's other videos using the links in the description. And don't forget to watch another episode on screen.
Seen them all. One of the good ones, Lackey. I've seen every single one of his videos. Not all his shorts, though. Most of his shorts are taken off his videos. He fucking released 3 shorts today. I watched 2 of them, though. See if the wife wants anything to eat. Oops. Just called my son by accident. Oh. A lot of times it's YouTube. What the fuck happened here? Hello.
Hi. Sorry, I was just hanging up with Dr. Funk.
No worries. How'd that go?
Good.
Good. Do I need to mute?
No.
Okay. All right. I was thinking, do you want to have dinner tonight? Because I don't want to go out to Green Springs tonight, but I will have to tomorrow if that part gets to the house tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. I would just need to...
Just get ready and I'll come pick you up.
Alright, that I can do.
All right. I won't be home till like 6:30. Unless I run
okay.
in.
Yeah, that
Gives you time.
That gives me a minute. Alright.
I mean, you don't have to be serious. We can go. I'm thinking barbecue.
Log cabin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
I just need a little bit tonight.
Huh?
I need to unwind a little bit.
I'll get you.
It's been a stressful day.
I feel that. I've been stressed for you. Especially this morning.
I still am not convinced that things aren't already in the works. But
You get it?
and then Heath messaged me today looking for another job.
I know, that's what you said. I was on the phone with you.
Yeah, he's done. I told him, work on your resume, bud. I'll start looking. Yeah. All right, babe. I'll see you in a bit.
Alright.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye. Somebody liked it, then I liked it. Fuck, Sean. What the fuck are you? Hey, Jared. Replace that P with a B, and you're right. Yeah. Remove the H. That's deeper in debt. But you're right. You are right, sir. You.
Yeah. I would say it depends who I'm streaming with. If I'm streaming with you, I generally do a little better on YouTube. But like if I stream with Sticks, I do better on Rumble. But it's almost, I would say it's almost always within like 25%. You know, like sometimes one does better. So it's always weird. By the way, Melanie's live tonight at 9 Eastern, but don't bother saving your money. Spend it all here today. Oh yeah, and Rumble doesn't take 30% like YouTube.
Oh, that's good.
So if you actually do the math, you know, if you made $1,000 on both platforms,
yeah, I'm going to get some barbecue with the wife.
950 on Rumble, so that shit matters.
Gotcha.
You know?
It does.
30% is a deep cut. You know,
it is, especially since when you factor in, you gotta pay taxes on it as well. So then,
right,
taxes and the 30% on top of that for YouTube, that's a lot.
Interesting. Now, if you hired a witch doctor to make that $1 voodoo doll, so you can officially take the leap forward and be trans. We didn't hear that from the witch doctor thing in me. I'm a big fan of BillyWitchDoctor.com if I'm ever going to hire any kind of witch doctors. But I want to go. Bye, Maggie. Everyone say bye, Maggie.
Bye, Maggie.
See you tomorrow. Same time. Okay. So, look over the membership, Jeremy Drizzle. Man, dog, I'm in my soft guy area. You hooked me up with a membership. So some of the stories that were going on today. Let's start with the Trump one because I lied with it, and then we'll talk about some of the other stuff. But you know, essentially, I wish we were on the side. Yeah. The Cactus Lot says for the face rubbing. Wait, am I rubbing my face?
I didn't notice. I think my ex gone now though, so that's good.
I didn't share the audio. So
that's why.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And DeBrew that dude says I was trying to get caught up on GNG 5-hour TMNE when they mentioned Melanie. It was like shit, they're live right now. Better late than ever. True story. Tough break. And then Sean 20 says, here Peter Jackson returning to Lord of the Rings project. Oh my god, yes. Please. Yep. No. And it's another flippin' Gollum thing. Yeah, I don't want it.
I kind of have mixed feelings on it. I think I do like Peter Jackson a lot and Andy Serkis. They both really care about the franchise. So I think it could be good, but we'll see.
I don't care about Gollum. We already have 6 hours worth of Gollum movies. 6 hours. Like, I don't care. I don't. Yeah, shout out. Someone got my Billy Witch Doctor reference. Sarah got it. I think we got it. And then Megan Defender says, man, Melanie, why is 1% of America still covering their faces? The mess is essentially over in 2024, but a few people can't let go of their 4-year-old.
Jump right in to the trial, of course, blowing the prosecution, the case, and we're going to see that Trump spoke before he went in there. He was saying that this judge is extremely biased, needs to go, and we'll hear what he has to say. Then we're going to jump into the trial fresh. We're going to get into it right away today and go over to Inner City Press reporting. What is today? Day 14, I believe, of the trial. And so we're going to be listening to him explain what happened. And we'll all, Adam Klasfeld did a nice job today of pulling some different exhibits. So we'll pull some of the exhibits as well. We'll kind of bounce between the two of them. When the exhibits come out, we'll go to Klasfeld and see what he was able to clip for us. Now, this is a bad deal for the government. They are really screwed, I think, on this case. The case. And it's because they bit off more than they can chew. They brought in Stormy Daniels. She spread a bunch of nasty lies. And now they've decided that Karen McDougal is not going to be coming in here to testify. That was a big takeaway at the end of the day today. Karen McDougal, of course, we spent a bunch of time with David Pecker, who's one of the first witnesses out here, to lay all the foundation for Karen McDougal and this catch and kill thing. And so now they're not going to bring her out. That's pretty shocking. Why is that? Because their case is a disaster. They have no case. They don't want to bring another Playboy bunny out here on top of Stormy Pornstar Daniels. So we know that they are floundering. They had a very bad day. Trump came out. He just spoke. There was a bunch of post-trial briefings and different arguments that they got into today. It's a full day of trial. We'll see what is happening there. And we're excited to jump into it. Then we had a couple of other smaller stories. Michael Cohen snapped on TikTok, and he was out yesterday. You can see this photograph of him, Donald Trump in a orange jumpsuit right there on his shirt, tucked away behind bars. And Cohen is still not testified yet. So we have Stormy Daniels, who came out and blew the entire prosecution, the case, and Michael Cohen is now going to be the next witness who's going to be coming out here, and that's going to be a big problem because he's a convicted perjurer, a liar, and ultimately there are many problems with him, including Congress. And so they sent over a criminal referral over to Merrick Garland. They say, dude, this guy is lying all over the place. Are you going to do anything about this? Hopefully they will. We'll also hear from Jim Jordan as he comes out and speaks about some of this in the second segment. We'll hit that one before we get to our final segment on the day, which is the Trump prosecutor DNC connection. And this is wild. So not only are some of these prosecutors who are on this case who are currently prosecuting Trump, not only some of them are getting paid by the Democrats. Okay, so Matthew Colangelo, he got paid $12 grand from the Democrats. It was a while ago, but we see he was doing some consulting for them. So he's a Democrat consultant. So we also have him, but he's getting money from the DNC. And then this other prosecutor, Susan Hoffenberger, she's paying money to the DNC. She donated over $1,000 to Joe Biden and Act Blue. Okay, and these are the two people who are prosecuting Trump. Isn't it weird? It almost feels like it is a political prosecution. Strange, I know. Then we'll, of course, wrap up the day with a little bit of Elena. And so we'll see what she has to say. And in conclusion, we want to, of course, have a great analysis. So we've got 3 good segments to get to today, my friends. Grateful that you are here and joining us. We have a great members-only community. You can join us on YouTube. You can join us on Locals. We do members-only streams in the morning, no matter where you join us, whether it's on YouTube or on Locals. We talk about a bunch of other stuff that we can't get into here. And this morning we were diving into the Trump trial early, talking about, going deeper into what we're talking about. We'd love to have you come join us. watchingthelodgers.locals.com or on YouTube. You can come and then vote, and we'll see you in the streams. We also stream on Saturday, so come and join us. We have our website, robertgobea.com, where our daily newsletter is existing. You can go there, sign up there. We have our show reports, our PDFs, our merch store, and the show calendar. We also have watcherlodge.com, which is where we have our sovereignty and our self-development community burgeoning and growing. We have Sovereignty Saturdays every Saturday. Come join us. The prior Saturday streams are now up and alive. And check out the calendar because there's other stuff you might be interested in. All right, so now, without any further ado, and let's get to it. Sometimes I'll save this one for the end. We need to get right into it. Stormy Daniels back on the stand, and she blew the entire prosecution, the case I mean. And We're going to go through the trial testimony today, courtesy of Inner City Press. He was in there in the courtroom reporting, and it was bad. We're going to pick back up with cross-examination, and I mean bad for her, bad for the government. It was so bad, in fact, that they've decided we're going to get rid of our other thing, though, who is named Karen McDougal, Droopy, and we're not going to bring her in here because she's going to continue to wreck our case even further. So it was a disaster. We're going to hear from Trump. We're going to go through the full day's trial activities and see what Inner City Press has for us in his reports. But first, here's what Trump said when he made his way to the courtroom. Just a short clip this morning from the court, from Kyle Becker, and he came with his documents prepared. He came with the paperwork to say, look at what everyone else is saying about this ridiculous case.
This is another one. This is without precedent in American history, only with the desperation of President Joe Biden and his fanatic left-wing enforcers did it become possible to think about arresting and jailing their major political opponent. This case must be taken out of Judge Burchard's hand, which is totally conflicted.
Totally.
Judge Burchard is totally conflicted.
100%.
Like probably no judge has ever been conflicted before. Here's another one. Manhattan DA on the break. His prosecution of former President Donald Trump violates both the federal and state constitutions. This is a prosecutor making it up as he goes along. Due process worthy of the names does not tolerate that. So these are statements. This is Daniel McCarthy made that statement. Highly respected.
Yeah, highly respected.
Judge is allowing wide scope of information that has absolutely nothing to do with the case. That's Rebecca Rosewood of Fox News.
Look at that tie combo, huh? Both with the white shirts, red, white, and blue, baby. Go get them, boys. All right, so that's the president and Todd. You can see Alina Abbas back there, some other people in the wings. But let's get into the trial testimony, of course. You know where we go for this. Inner City Press reporting, Matthew Russell Lee. You can find all of his work at Inner City Press on X, and if you're following us live, we just reposted that so you can follow along. Now here is what he tells us, reporting from New York, Inner City Press. Matthew Russell Lee reporting. This is Trump is there in the courtroom, as we saw. Blue suit, blue tie, looking sharp. Todd Blanche to his left, seated at the defense table, and Susan Nicholas back in the first lead counsel chair today. Remember, Susan Nicholas was the one who finished up with the cross-examination of Stormy. We like to pair female with female so it doesn't look like the male is badgering the female, if you think that's possible to Stormy. But we are back. Trump turns, talks to her, to Susan, gesturing with his right hand, waiting for Justice Merchan, the judge, to come in. We wait, drum roll. Door bursts open. All rise. Here it comes. I sit back down. Okay. Clerk of the court says, good morning. This is the time set for the people of the state of New York versus Donald Trump, indictment number 2023-001-572. Judge says, good morning. Now, before we begin, anything that we need to address? Government prosecutor stands up, says, Your Honor, yeah, there is a defendant exhibit. It's called J26. And the defense is trying to get an arrest record of Miss Daniels moved into evidence. And so we moved to preclude that. And Judge Merchan says, well, was there a conviction with the arrest, or is it just the arrest? And Trump's lawyer said, well, Your Honor, it's just the arrest, but my intention is I'm going to talk about that arrest because I think it's, first of all, it's relevant. You said we could talk about everything else about Trump. You have a whole Sandoval motion that has lied on after lying on. Trump did a bad thing. Trump did what? So we're going to ask her about that, but also, Your Honor, I plan to ask her about what her ex-husband actually accused her of doing, because you can see where this is going. Maybe the ex-husband accused her of doing something like, extorting him, or extorting other people, or assaulting him, or doing something else, maybe that she was kind of hinting at, alleging that maybe Trump did to her, right? And do you have a pattern of accusing men of having the power? Do you have a history, Stormy, of accusing or doing these things to your ex-husband? That's why they accuse you of doing these things? So, Your Honor, I plan to ask her about what he accused her of doing. The judge says, hey! No, that's not coming in, okay? So it's just an arrest, no conviction. Now, where do you stand on the limiting instruction? On the limiting instruction. Remember, Stormy Daniels was running her mouth about what's in the toiletry thing. She said she was staring at the ceiling. She said that she was also fearful, essentially, because of a power imbalance and all sorts of wild things. Then she hung out with him like 6 times later. So what do you want to do on a limiting instruction? Do you want me to tell the jury to disregard all of that innuendo and all the stuff that we shouldn't have let come in, but I let come in anyways? Well, Your Honor, can we wait till she's done to the end of her testimony? Then I'll come back on a limiting instruction. He says, yeah, that makes sense. So get the witness. Stormy Daniels comes walking in, and she was apparently taking selfies of herself and stuff outside with her attorney today. Probably going to post that on her Insta. She takes the stand. Judge says, get the jury, please. Jury comes in. All rise. Jury is now entering. We're back seated. Trump's defense attorney is up. Stormy Daniels is on the bench. Defense attorney Nicholas. Good morning, Ms. Daniels. And now we were picking up with this conversation now. You recall that President Trump was elected in November 2016. Is that right, Stormy? Correct. And you recall that you did an interview, and you said in this interview that claims that you had sex with President Trump was bull crap. Objection, sustained. What? You did an interview where you said that that was bull. You sustained. But do you remember that? Sustained, says the judge. Quiet, Susan. She says, okay. Well, in 2016, Stormy, then apparently you wanted to sell your story, right? You, the judge says, all right, please approach. Miss Nicholas, please approach up here. So they go up, they're at the sidebar at the judge's bench. Blanche remains at the defense table with Trump there whispering. The objection is sustained. We can't talk about any of her interviews. Strange, I thought we were going to get into this stuff. Objection sustained, so you can't get into that. Don't know why. Nicholas goes back to Stormy, says, all right, Stormy, listen. You wanted to sell your story to President Trump, right? She says, no. I wanted to sell my story to the media, to get my story out. But isn't it true you made the decision for your lawyers to sell it, right? Well, yeah. And it was your choice to do that, right? Yeah. Well, I wanted to do a press conference and tell everybody about it. But you didn't do that press conference, did you, Stormy? No, I didn't. Instead, you spoke to Slate, the magazine, and you spoke to Weisberg about your supposed affair with President Trump, didn't you? Yeah. And that you were negotiating with Cohen, weren't you? She says, well, he was my backup, okay? If I couldn't do this and I was going to go back to him, and so there was a reason for it. She said, okay, I think. Now, I want you to look at this exhibit, Stormy. And you told Weisberg that as an alternative to being paid for your silence, you wanted to be paid for your story, right? So if you're not going to get paid for your silence, if Trump's not going to pay you, you're going to take it out. So I don't remember saying that. I don't know where you got that. She said, but you told Weisberg that, didn't you? She said, well, my better alternative was to get my story protected by a paper trail without putting my family at risk, because she said she got attacked or, threatened in a parking lot in Vegas, whatever. Now, you also told Weisberg from Slate that your motive was President Trump having come out against gay marriage and abortion. Is that right? She says, no, false, that's not true. All right, well, let's put up the transcript, Stormy. Okay, it's already in evidence. So let's put up the transcript. It's the voice of Keith Davidson, right? Her lawyer is on the call. An objection from the government, probably attorney-client, sustained, whatever. So they say, okay, so a sustained, maybe it's the wrong clip. After a sidebar, Nicholas plays another clip that's already in evidence. And so let's go over to Klasfeld. Now, Adam Klasfeld is also there importing, and he has some of these exhibits. So that was the bad audio. So they played the different audio. They say, I apologize, Your Honor, I pulled the wrong one, my mistake. So here, let me play this one. So they play this audio. Here's what the exchange sounds like. It's Keith Davidson on the phone, talking to Michael Cohen, couple exchanges. Looks back like this is back on April 4th, 2018. So Trump has won, Trump is in the Oval Office, and he is now the president. And so Keith Davidson says to Michael Cohen, says, hey, Michael, I just didn't want you to get caught off guard. And I wanted to let you know what was going on behind the scenes. And I would not be the least bit surprised if you see in the next couple of days that Gina Rodriguez's boyfriend goes out in the media and tells the story that Stormy Daniels, in the weeks prior to the election was basically yelling and screaming and calling me a big weenie. So remember, there was leverage, and so Stormy was telling him, go get me paid, bro. Like, Where's my money? Michael Cohen says, can I ask you a question? Right, can I ask you a question? Keith Davidson says, shut up, Michael. No, hold on 1 second, idiot. He says, I wouldn't be the last bit surprised if he comes out and says, you know what, Stormy Daniels, she wanted this money more than you could ever imagine. I remember her hearing on the phone saying, you effing Keith Davidson, you better lose this election, we lose all worth zero. And if that happens, I'm going to sue you, Keith, because you lost this operation. So settle this effing case. And that's a far cry, Keith. That's a far cry, far cry, you know, being bullied and pushed into settling a case. All right, so he's defending himself. Keith Davidson is saying, look, yeah, don't tell me, don't Stormy, don't come back crying to me like you were like forced to do this. Okay, you're on the phone screaming at me, effing lawyer. So Michael Cohen transferred court, and now the question comes. So back over to Stormy Daniels from Susan. They say, well, let me show you the contract, okay, that you signed. You know this is a legal agreement, right? You signed this document. You know it's a legal agreement, don't you? She said, well, I'm not an attorney, but yeah, I know it's legal. Now, the recitals on this document say that, Stormy, that you had come into confidential info. And she said, well, I signed this based on what my attorney told me I should do. I don't even know what it says, but I signed it. Okay, but you did sign it, though, right? Like, this is your acknowledgement. You signed it? Yeah. And you released the claims, right? Is that true? She says, yeah, I did. And it's true that Michael Cohen negotiated this, didn't he? She says, well, that's what I was led to believe. Well, I want to show you this Wall Street Journal article. Now, you knew this article was coming out, didn't you, Stormy? Put it up on the screen. Yeah, my lawyer, Keith Davidson, told me something was coming out, so I had some idea. Statement denying that you had sex with President Trump, didn't you? And she reads the statement. And we have that courtesy of Adam Classfeld. So January, she says, okay, well, I recently became aware that certain news outlets are alleging that I had a sexual romantic affair with Trump many years ago. And I'm stating, this defense attorney reading this. You wrote this. Is this your signature? Yeah. It says, I am stating with complete clarity that this is absolutely false. My involvement with Donald Trump, she's like looking at Stormy, wow, this is really with Donald Trump was, he was gracious, professional, and a complete gentleman to me and everyone in my presence. Yeah, very clear. And rumors that I received hush money from completely false. If indeed I did have a relationship with Donald Trump, trust me, you wouldn't be reading about it in the news, okay? You'd be reading about it in my book. Because she's not stupid. Make a lot more money, making a whole career out of her sex scandal than one NDA for 130 grand. You could book residuals her whole life, right? She could get on MSNBC, she'd probably end up on The View. But the fact of the matter is, these stories are not true. So they read that whole thing and it's like, wow, Stormy, oh, nice letter, well done. So it's true that you signed that, right? She says, well, I didn't write it though. I was told I had to sign it. You were told you had to sign it. So, but you denied the rumor, didn't you? She said, well, because it wasn't a rumor, it was true. So you denied the rumor, but you're saying the rumor was true, okay. They say, all right, so, okay, yes, that's fake. So apparently you also signed this one too, didn't you, Stormy? There was a whole different letter, and they point out the same letter, which we've read here many times. She wrote this one, January 30th, some time ago, 2018. It says, to whom it may concern, signed, Stormy Daniels. Over the past few weeks, I've been asked countless times to comment on reports of an alleged sexual relationship that I had with Donald Trump many years ago. The fact of the matter is that each party to this alleged affair denied its existence in 06.
Fried bologna. Ooh, that sounds delicious.
2 zeros in it. I'm having a hard time believing that some lawyer wrote that and put a 0 in there.
Later,
it's kind of like an official statement. So 2016, 17, and now again in 2018, like if I had Stormy wrote that because she doesn't have a lot of intelligence because she has been a professional sex worker her whole life. And so, typing is probably hard for her, probably because of, what's the condition in your hands when you type too much, whatever that is. So I'm denying this affair because it never happened. I will have no further comment on this matter. Yeah, right. Please feel free to check me out on Instagram at the Stormy Daniels. Come follow my jugs over there. So, all right, here, now that is the second statement. They read that into the record and they say, well, you signed this one too, didn't you? She says, yeah. Carpal tunnel, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, she has trouble typing on the keyboard because of her carpal tunnel, yeah. Susan Nicholas now digs into this. Says Michael Cohen. So Michael Cohen was pushing you to sign it. So maybe Michael Cohen wrote it up. That's why he can't spell 2011. Now, Michael Cohen was pushing you to sign this, wasn't he, Stormy? Well, yeah, he was, through Keith Davidson. And I did not speak with Michael Cohen directly. So my lawyer was pushing me to sign it through Keith Davidson. Was Michael Cohen. Okay. And so President Trump was denying the affair in 2018, wasn't he? And he wasn't running for office at that time, was he? So he was denying this even after the fact. So part of the argument is that he was only denying it in 2015, 2016, because he was running for president. He was still denying it in 2018, meaning that the denial was continuous. The denial had nothing to do only with the campaign. It had also to do with his reputation, with his wife, with his business brands, and all of the other affairs that he is involved in, the other non-affairs, you know what I'm saying? So there are major justifications for it. Why would he maintain it? He's not like, well, the election's over. I guess you're right, we did, you know, do the dividend. He's not running for office. And so wouldn't you agree that President Trump was trying to protect his brand, right? She says, well, I don't know what he was trying to protect. Well, you said that you had sex with him for money, and you did that, what, to make money? And she said, well, I did some media for free. So like I went on Anderson Cooper for free. She says, so not everything was about making money. Yeah, but after that interview, didn't you sold a book with your story for $800,000, right? Wow, Stormy, almost $1 million. Yeah, I did, but I didn't receive the $800,000. Man, she got screwed again. Just happens to her all the time. But so far, you have made $930,000, right? After all of the things you've made. She says, well, minus what was stolen from me. All right, Stormy, and after the book that you sold for $800,000, isn't it true that you went on a strip tour and you called this strip tour Make America Horny Again? She says, well, yeah, but I did not make up the name for that tour. Okay, I fought it tooth and nail. Wasn't my decision to name it. But you advertised your tour and you took with the photo from the golf tournament, right? So Stormy and Trump have a golf tournament photo. She said, well, I didn't do that. So they used your photo, but you had nothing to do with that. No. Now, didn't you say, Stormy, that the white men were gone? Now your fan base is gay couples and the resistance. She said, oh, so all my white fans are gone. Now my fan is based as gay couples and the resistance. She says, well, it did change, but I was not selling myself to the fans. Right, but your fans changed. Why? Because you were selling a story, right? That's why your fans changed. Because you were selling a story of supposedly having sex with Trump, right? No, I was telling my life, whatever. Stormy, isn't it also true that you made $200,000 for appearing on the Surreal Life, whatever that is? Gosh, they were paid. Yes. And there was a documentary on TV. You were paid for the rights to your book, right? Well, they didn't have to pay me, but something, they didn't have to. And during this documentary, isn't it true that you had sex with the cameraman also? It's like, gosh, sex everywhere. Well, yeah, we did, but I started dating him. That's why I had sex with him. And then he became my husband, so I married him. So how about that? But you were married at the time, right? When you slept with him? So there was a camera guy, you were banging the camera dude, and you were married when you were banging him. Is that right? She said, well, I was married, but I was separated, technically. Sounds like Nathan Wade. And so where did you deposit all this money you got? Almost $1 million, it sounds like, from a bunch of different stuff. Where'd that money go? Well, I put that into my business account, and it covers my security, and so I just need it for that. Okay. Now, isn't it true, Stormy, that you went to various viewing parties? And when you went to these viewing parties, you'd agree that you were treated like a hero, right? You'd walk in there, they'd say, oh, look, Stormy Daniels is here. They'd come up to you and say, you're saving America, huh? And she said, well, that's in strip clubs, okay? The viewing parties are very polarizing. People come up to me in the strip clubs, and I'm treated like a hero, but the viewing parties are polarizing. But isn't it true, Stormy, at one point you said that you'll be instrumental, using your words, in putting President Trump in jail? Is that what you said? She says, I don't know about that. I don't think I ever used that word. Show me the word where I said instrumental. So you say, okay, sure. It's right here in your tweet. Here's your tweet. It says it makes me the best person to flush the orange turd down. And she says, oh, okay. Yeah, instrumental's a pretty big word for me. So you're right. I wouldn't even use that because I don't even know what that means. But I do know what orange turd means. So, yeah, so I didn't actually say instrumental. Sorry, Susan. It's like way too many syllables. But I did say orange turd, and it doesn't say Trump, okay? It just says orange turd. And so if you want to interpret it as being Trump, then you can. But I was just talking about orange turds because I like eating Cheetos or something. Now, I offer you this tweet. And she says, well, it's to a suspended account, so I don't even know if it's mine. So I don't even know if that's mine because it's suspended, so. Prosecutor says, Your Honor, I object. Your Honor, maybe approach, they go to the sidebar at the bench. Todd Blanche is still at the defense table whispering to Trump. They come back. Susan Nicholas continues. Stormy, on Twitter, isn't it true you celebrated and tried to sell merchandise in your online store? You do have a store, don't you? She says, yeah, I do. And you wrote on your Twitter account, you said, don't want to spill my champagne, merch orders are pouring in, right? You said that, right? Don't want to spill my champagne because merch orders are pouring in. And just backing up a bit, shout out to Adam Klasfeld who dug up these posts. But Stormy Daniels said here, exactly. Okay, Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels, a.k.a. the human toilet, are their star witnesses.
Jared.
It says exactly, making me the best person to flush.
Well, you and one other person here still. We'll go ahead and end the stream, guys.
Exactly. So I'm going to be the best person. I'm going to get rid of him. And
Thanks
here
for
was the
popping
other
in.
one, courtesy of Klasfeld.
Scoop up the wife for dinner.
Says, thank you to everyone for your support and love. March 30th, 2023. I have so many messages coming in.